Morning, this is Becky Harris. I'm the inside sales manager for Terra Manufacturing. I'm going to be going over our Terra 24/7 site with you today. I'm going to show you some basic functions as how to look up a PO, how to search the status grid, and I'm going to go over the different statuses and what they mean, discuss what the schedule and dates mean for you, and demonstrate how to get a quote and how to convert a quote to an order and demonstrate how to enter an order. Okay, I'll share my screen and we'll start stepping through the process. Okay, so you go to the Terra portal login and you'll put in your username and password. For today's demonstration purposes, we're just going to use a test site. Okay, so this is what the order status looks like. At the very top of the page, you will see your liner orders. And if you scroll on down, you will see your safety cover orders at the bottom. So depending on what you're looking for, these are the two different areas where you're going to find your information. So if you have a PO number that you are searching for, you can search for that in two different ways. You can go to the search box, and if you know your PO number, you can put your PO number in. We're going to use one of these test numbers, 1254. You can press enter or click search, and it'll bring up anything with those numbers, those specific numbers in it. Sometimes it'll be like, for instance, you can see that this one has a serial number with more numbers than that. So you just kind of have to look for the number that you're searching for. So this is the one that I was searching for here. You can see that it is a test order that we did. It is in submitted status. And you can see here that the shape of the pull is a radius corner. The pattern is Baja. It gives you some pricing information. And if we were to scroll on over, it's a good area. Okay, so if we scroll over a little bit, you'll see from the, you'll see the price, and then there's a comment section there. If we happen to have had this order on hold, we would put in the comment section what it is that it's on hold for. Say, for instance, if we needed to know what the step corners were, in that comment section, we would say need step corners. If you see here, it gives you the order date. This is the date that the order was placed. Your estimated delivery would be here. This one is not in approved status yet, so it's not going to give you an estimated delivery. This is the cut date, the weld date, and the ship date. The cut date is the date that it goes out to the production floor for the vinyl to be cut in order to be welded to produce your liner. The weld date is the date that it's actually put together. And most of the time, you'll see here, liners normally ship the same day they are welded. There will be instances where they don't ship on the same day. Different reasons why it may not ship on the same day would be if something failed inspection, had to be recut, or if it just didn't make shipping in time, before the freight lines ran, then it may not make it that day. But most of the time, it's going to ship the same day that it's welded. So if I wanted to actually open this order and drill down into it, click on the arrow here that would take you to the details of the order. And you can see here that it gives you all of the details of the order. It tells you who submitted the order. It was submitted by an employee. It tells you here the shipping information that was put in. It tells you what warranty was selected on the order. It gives you the serial number. It gives you the PO number, the tag box that you set for the order, your shape, and then all of your measurements are here on this side. And basically you can search this status grid for any information that you have. let's say, for instance, you don't know what the PO number is, but you know what the job name is. You could actually go, if you click on any of these little funnels, it will show you a filter guide. You can clear it. You can do starts with, let's say you know that it begins with STA, or you can use what it ends with. You can do contains. So let's say you know a portion of the job name, but not the entire job name. You could do contains. If I know that it's All-Star is the dealer, I could just type All-Star in after I selected contains, and it would show me anything with All-Star in it. You can do does not contain, equals. Just keep in mind, anytime that you use equals, it has to be spelled and punctuated exactly as it was input in the system. So I really recommend using contains over equals, because a lot of times if you get something just the least little bit off, it's not going to go where you need it to go. You can do the same thing under the customer ID, the status of the order. If you wanted to just see what orders you had on hold, you could go here and say contains, type in hold, and it would drill down and show you any orders that you had on hold. This particular order, it's showing that it's on material hold, and then these orders are on hold, and unfortunately it doesn't look like there's any comments entered in, or I probably should have gone in and put some comments in there so that you could see. But normally when an order is placed on hold, and again, this is just a test site, so it doesn't have everything in here, but normally it would tell you in this comments section why we have it on hold, what information we're looking for. Now I'm going to walk you through how to request a quote. We're going to go to request a quote, and we're going to do pull liners. And just for testing sakes, we're going to say that Becky is the dealer and the job name is Thomas. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to choose the shape of the pull, and we're just going to use a rectangle. You do not have to select a hopper to do a quote. If we were placing an order, you would have to select all the information. With just doing a quick quote, you only have to give the information that's highlighted in red. You don't have to give every measurement, which makes it much quicker. We can give the length and the width. If you're ever not sure what the letters correspond to, you can look to the left. You can see that A is the width of the deep end and B is the length of your pull. You do not have to choose the corners to get the quote. You don't have to enter any of this information, but again, if you were to enter it all and you weren't sure what the letters corresponded to, again, you could look to the left and you could see that L is the back wall, M is the hopper, N is the slope, E is the shallow, J is your wall height, and K is your deep end depth. And then we view our deep end we view our sidewalls from the deep end. So G and I are your sidewalls and H is your hopper width. The only measurement required for the quote is going to be J and K, which is your wall height and your deep end depth. So we're going to use a standard 40 inches and 6 foot depth. And then we can scroll on down. It's going to ask you very specific questions of if you have a cove, do you have covered steps, a bench, safety ledges, if you have a step cut. And one thing that I always like to mention with a step cut is here, it's not asking you for the seam location. It's asking you if you have like a straight corner step where you need that liner material to be cut out. It's going to ask you if you have a sun deck. If you know your pattern, you can choose it at this time. If not, you can leave it at to be determined. If you know that your customer is looking for a shimmer tone pattern, you just don't know which one, I would suggest that you choose one of the shimmer tone patterns That way you will get the upcharge on that, and you'll get the true cost of the shimmer tone, even if it's not the correct pattern. You would select which warranty you want. You can either do the standard, the silver, or the gold. We'll leave it at the standard. And that is all the basic information that you have to get a quote. At this point, you would hit submit quote. And we get our quote from here, and you can print it, you can email it, and go back to your order status. So let's say it's 2-3 days later, and my customer comes in and they want us to go ahead and place this order for them that we quoted. So we could either go here and type in our quote number from where we printed our quote, or we could search it from the tag box. But since this is the last thing we put in, we know it's here, so we can just open it from here. Again, we're going to do pull liners. Here you would put in your PO number. We're just going to put something in there. And at this point, you would have to complete all of the fields in order to place the order. So we're going to have to choose our hopper shape. And we're going to have to tell what kind of corners we have. We're going to say radius corners 6 inches. That's pretty common. And then so we've got 36. So we're going to do our slope is going to be 14. Our hopper is going to be 6, sorry. And our back wall will be 4. Our side slopes are going to be 4. And 4. We already have our wall height and our depth. We chose aquamarine as the pattern, but let's say that they chose moonstone. At this point, we could select here, scroll down to moonstone, and change that pattern. Moonstone is only available in 20 mil. When you go here, it'll show you what mil material the pattern that you're selecting is available in. You will select if you have bead. If you do not have bead and you have overlap, you would select no, and then you would enter the size of your overlap. At this point, you're going to hit next. And so we get to this area, and it's telling us that we need to submit our order. But let's say I happen to think, I need to tell them to place my seam on the right shallow end. So at this point in the comment section, you would put seam left shallow end. We're going to submit the order, and we get an order number. We can choose to print the order first. We can view the order, or we can go ahead and place another order. I suggest that you always go ahead and print your order so that you have a copy for your file as to what you submitted. So you would just go to a print order, you would print it, you'll get this screen. We're not going to print it at this point, but just kind of wanted to show you what the printout looks like. Okay, so we have requested a quote. We have converted that quote into an order. You will get an email letting you know that order has been placed. We will get an email here at Terra letting us know that you have placed an order, and your dealer is going to get an email letting them know that you've placed the order. If you didn't need to request a quote, you just wanted to place a straight order, you would just go to place an order, and you would go through all the same steps that we just went through without having to without having to convert it from a quote. Let's say you've got a customer that placed an order online themselves, and you need to submit a PO. You would just go here, and you would find your order. Plus, you could either look it up from here if you had the number, or you could go right here, and we can see that this order is pending, which tells me that it's waiting for a PO. So we're going to open this order and you're going to click on, actually, this one's already been submitted. It's not pending anymore. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. So you would go here, you would give it your PO number. Once you submit your PO number, you're going to put your dealer's price in here. And when they get their email that you've submitted this order, it will show what their price is. So basically you're giving them their quote at this time as well. So we have submitted that order. It will go to both Tara, and you will get a copy, your customer will get a copy of it as well. Now I'm going to take a minute to explain the different statuses that you may see on your site. So anytime you see an order in quote submitted status, that basically means that either an employee of Tara has quoted an order to you, and that it would have the employee's initials on the side, or it could be that you actually submitted a quote yourself. If the order says pending, that means that your dealer has submitted an order and the order is waiting for you to submit a PO in order for Tara to go ahead and complete the order. If there is an order in submitted status, that means that you have already submitted the PO and you're just waiting for Tara to complete the order and put it through to manufacturing. Hold would, of course, means that we need more information, and we're going to put in this comment section here what we're needing. If for instance, we are out of material, it'll be in a material hold status until that material comes in. Hopefully we will not have that issue this season. If it's in an approved status, that means that a Tara employee has completed the order and it is on its way to being produced. Once it has been approved, okay, so once it's been approved, that's when you will see your cut and weld date that we talked about earlier. That means that it's been scheduled for production. The cut date is the day we cut it. The weld day is the day we weld it. And again, most of the time, that's the day that it will ship. Once the order has been shipped, you will get a ship date here. Unfortunately, it's not live information. So like say, for instance, if it ships today, you won't see that until the night job runs tonight. So in the morning, you would see that order shipped. You would see what carrier it shipped by, and you would get a pro number so that you could track your order if need be. So the approved date is the date that the Tara employee completed the order. The estimated delivery date, which is here, you can't read the whole thing, but the estimated delivery date is basically the day that we say that order should be shipped by. If you have a dealer that would like to be set up to utilize the Tara 24/7 site, they can go to the login page and click register now, fill out some basic information for us, and submit this. Once you submit the form, it will come to us via email. It normally takes us a day or two to get you set up, especially during the busy season. Once we get you set up, we will send you an email letting you know that you are now active, and we will give you your username and password again, just to show for sure what your username and password is. And when your dealer goes in and registers to be set up, just make sure that in this area that says what distributor do you buy from, that they list you and your branch as whom they buy through. Each dealer can only be set up to purchase from one distributor only, and you will get email notifications each time that dealer sets up, enters a new order. Yeah, each time a dealer enters a new order, you'll get an email notification for you to send us a PO for that. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. If there is anything that I can help you with, or if there's some information that maybe I did not cover that you would like to know how to access that information, feel free to drop me an email or call me at any time, and I'll be happy to walk you through whatever information you need. Thank you so much.